why would I, right, for whom had to fight for freedom, then teach the people for whom couldn't understand my fight for freedom how I made money without teaching them about the freedom that I had to fight for, right? Like the money that I made is what caused me to have to fight for my manhood, not just my life. See, but do a slave even understand that? Right? Like just the evidence of the slave is one that sickens me to my historical core, right? Because that person wasn't a person, it was a thing. See, you can't own a human being. You got to break them down into their thing, like a shoe or a belt or an accessory. See, that's what a slave is, like an accessory, right? So if the slave has accepted being an accessory, then the slave would become an accessory to the fact or an accessory to the crime or an accessory to the condition because the slave is an asset, it's not a person. So, see, that's the thing. You have to transform from an asset to a person before you take knowledge over money. See what I'm saying? See, the person who creates money don't need money to create a problem because they create money. That's why they know that they'll never have a problem as long as people value the money that they create. See what I'm saying? But now, when you wise beyond measure, now you fit to deal with hate. See what I'm saying? Like when I read on Einstein, you know what I'm saying? Like they thought Einstein was cheating. See, but Einstein didn't like math. He just liked science. See what I'm saying? But they still call him a genius, right? But I'm saying, well, I had to master science, math, English, all of that, right? Because you failed me, and now I'm showing my intellect at 53 years old. See, I'm saying, well, now why won't you look at my dissertation for my doctorate, right? Like I'm saying, all knowledge comes from somewhere, right? So if knowledge is bought and sold, then knowledge is valuable. See what I'm saying? So now how you got the knowledge should be more valuable than the money that somebody gonna pay you for your knowledge. So now, why can't I, who broke the financial system with my way of life, why can't now I then open up an educational institution just like Sam Houston, just like Vanderbilt? See what I'm saying? Those were people, man, that own businesses. So they started a school so they could produce their workforce. See, I'm saying if I'm making history, not because I wanted to, but because I was forced to prove the history that I had already made, then why would I then sell it for something that somebody else made valuable once they made the same history that I'm making, right? I'm saying, well, if I have to emancipate myself from my employer, which is the United States Postal Service, wouldn't that be the same as me emancipating myself from my master? See, the United States of America is the one that sanctioned that all these states that were slaves holding states had rights to hold slaves. So now I'm saying, well, is the United States of America saying to the state of Florida that it's all right to take my rights because they couldn't defeat me in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties? in the state of Florida on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. So that's when I then called the United States of America so that the United States of America would be on record helping the state of Florida deny Tommy Chance the Counsel Sr. of his rights. But now the slaves is telling me to let the slave masters get away with lynching me historically. And I'm saying, well, when is the slave ever gonna learn how to be financially independent if the slave keep going after money? So how about if when George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, them who was the forefathers of this great country, was me, right? And they fought and died to have freedom, but then they went back to King George, right, and said, okay, now give us 100 million pounds. Well, if the king had any sense, he would have gave them the money, because he still would have owned them, because they would have been spending his image to you know what I mean, to sell their assets. See, so now their assets is called commodities. See what I'm saying? So if you work for them, you a commodity. That's why they can lay you off when they once could fire you. See, now they okay, to be politically correct, when they want to lay off somebody or fire somebody, see, they'll say lay off, because now that's not breaking no laws. But they can't just fire a whole bunch of people, because then you could sue them for wrongful termination. But when they lay you off, they saying they doing that for financial reasons. But how do you know that they not just firing you because they don't want to support you?